And Mishima, a whopping 3 votes. Man, people hate him. Dermatologists hate him because he aged so rapidly and they have no clue what is going on with him. Welcome back to Your Turn to Rant, your source for theories and analysis on Nankidai's Your Turn to Die. So we're back with another part of my Let's Replay series, where I will be going through the entirety of Your Turn to Die and theorizing, analyzing, and just commenting on what happens as I play. Last we left off, we got trapped in the blue room where we had to play Russian roulette. And of course, Sara was our challenger, and she managed not to shoot everyone and kill them, which is nice. Now that that's over, Sara and Joe have now partnered up and are going to be investigating the facility, since So mysteriously vanished after promising to get some help for the group once they got trapped in the blue room. So yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time. Without further ado, let's just jump right in. Right, so we can't go to the red room. Going to the blue room, there's no need for that, so on to the smoking area hallway. Oh, there's Kana. Sara. Kana.
SpongeBob.
Hey, is it okay for you to be up? What's the matter? Do you want to say something? I just really wanted to ask you about my sister. Oh, here we go. Kana doesn't even know what she's in for. Just the amount of trauma this question is gonna cause literally everyone from this point on. Please, give me an answer. Back then, could Kana have actually saved her sister? Yeah, girl. Yeah, you could have. R.I.P. R.I.P. to a real one. I was disoriented, so I didn't hear what everyone else said. But you and Joe, and Mishima and now, you all had the same trial, right? Kana. Could Kana have saved her? Let's just give the responsibility to Joe. I want to see what he says. Oh, okay. Kana, listen. Joe was about to say something when... I wonder what he would have said. I get the feeling... the way he said Kana listen makes me think that he was going to tell her the truth. But part of me feels like he's also somebody who doesn't mind lying, right? When it serves him. Or not when it serves him, but when he thinks it's right. Although I guess that's more him just deflecting when Sara realizes he's doing things to help her. So maybe that's not him exactly lying. Anyway, it's an interesting thought as to whether or not he was going to tell her the truth. Oh my, Miss Kana. Reko and now we're looking for you, you know? I heard you talking here, so I came over. Mr. Mishima, please tell me. You were unlucky, Miss Kana. Eh? Because we only had one key, we had to remove the other restraints by force. Luckily, Miss Now had myself, and Miss Sara had Joe. Due to our having a strong man, we barely managed to survive. I feel like Sara is stronger than Joe, but okay. Yeah, I know. He's just saying that because obviously he wants her to think that there's no way they could have succeeded, that her sister would have died regardless, because otherwise she's gonna just hate herself over it forever. And I feel like this adds another dimension to Mishima as well, because I don't know, up until this point, he kind of seems like a very well put together sort of guy, even if he is very suspicious, right? He's definitely giving off those mentor figure vibes that I discussed in my now character analysis video, right? He's that kind of wise man, even if he isn't a wise old man, which, okay, not to go off on a tangent, but the fact that this man here is only like 30 years old. He is giving me 50, 60-year-old man, right? He looks like somebody who's gonna retire soon, but he's actually 30 years old. I guess it's brutal out there as a high school teacher, you know, in Japan. It makes you age rapidly. Anyway, I do think him lying here adds another dimension to Mishima, and it also kind of also lends itself to the rest of this game, right? This running theme of that being good or bad isn't really a very, what the hell am I trying to say here? You know, having somebody like Mishima, who objectively is probably the most well-adjusted person in our main cast, having him lie to Kana and tell her that, you know, there was nothing she could have done to save her sister, it brings in that kind of moral quandary of, is it okay to lie to someone if you're doing it for their own good? Is that morally okay to do? Obviously, someone like Mishima would say, yeah, like, it kind of depends on what the situation is. But of course, some people would argue that lying in any situation is wrong, and it's not okay morally to do that. You know, already so early on in the game, we're having this kind of question of morality prop up. And this is something that's going to continue throughout this game, right? Where we're faced with very complex questions of morality. And a lot of these characters do things that are morally bad, you could say, but maybe for justifiable or understandable, at least, reasons. All right, let's continue. Let's see what else he wants to talk about here. No, that's a lie. It can't be. It's not a lie. This is the truth, Kana. I suppose it was a trial of both assessing the situation and of might. For you and your sister, it was a trial with hardly any chance of success. You know, because women can't be strong. You need a strong man with you when you're in these kind of dangerous situations, Kana. Mishima comes out as like a men's rights activist. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I won't. You're all trying to deceive me. It's true, Kana. Sara. Even if it sounds like a lie, it won't change the reality. We're all telling you the truth. All three of these, I was gonna say grown-ass, but older people working together to gaslight this middle schooler. Let's go! Miss Kana, you regret it, yes? Kana killed her sister. Her sister was frankly, Jesus. Her sister was frantically, how the hell do you say that word? Her sister was frantically trying to help, but Kana's an idiot. I'm sorry, it's not funny, okay? She's crying, all right, because she thinks she couldn't help her sister, but I don't know why idiot made me laugh. But Kana's an idiot. She didn't listen. Why is that so funny? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna sober up. But Kana's an idiot. I'm so evil. She didn't listen. What was your sister like? Sister. What, you can't remember what your sister was like? Come on now. Give us like 3 adjectives or something. My sister was kind. Okay, so that's one. Even when she fought, she'd never be cruel. Didn't they have like some, in the beginning when Kana first was adopted, like Kugie did not accept her? So she became kind later, don't worry. She was mean as hell in the beginning, but that was before we became sisters. She was always thinking about Kana. Why didn't she use the key for herself? Was it not that your very existence gave your sister happiness? Miss Kana, I can sense that you were loved, as if it were in the very air. Surely you were raised with the utmost care, were you not? I'm sure she was a wonderful sister. Ah. Sniff. How do you... Is that good? VFX over here. Miss Sara, if you were her sister, what would you say to her? Now, this is kind of weird. Did he have to do this? Like, I understand we're trying to make Kana feel better, but you're just like, just digging the knife in deeper for when Kana realizes that all of them were lying to her. If I was her, encourage her, show her affection. Encourage. Kana, you being there. Let me be strong even in hard times. I don't know. This just feels wrong. Like, I'm with you with, lying about it and being like, yeah, there was nothing you could do. Fine. That's cool. Makes sense. But like, this is a little much. Like, why don't you pretend to be Kugie for a second and give her a pep talk? I'm sure, even if we're apart, I'll be there somewhere in your heart. So, don't give in. Sister. Jesus. I miss you, sister. Now, the time for blaming yourself has passed. Your sister is surely watching you from somewhere. Kana won't give in. Because her sister is watching. Kana. Reko. Damn it, you nutty professor. What happened to Shet when you find her? Yeah, get his ass. Drag him. Oh dear. It appears I'm being yelled at. Yeah, it seems so, my guy. That's not it, Reko. See, let's go and I'll explain, okay? Really? Sure, okay. I like how she was so pissed off, but the moment Kana talks to her, she's like, chill. Reko really is just peak big sis vibes. Which is funny because I think she's younger than Alice, right? He's her older brother. I will return to searching myself. Professor Mishima. You're a good liar, girl. Am I now? What a hopeless adult I've become. It's thanks to you two following along that I was able to make something of it. Nah, I couldn't do a thing. Miss Sarah, do you understand why Miss Kana came to talk to you? Eh? It's surely because you resemble her sister. That is why she wanted to hear it from you. I like how Mishima noticed that, and that's why he forced Sarah to, like, give her a pep talk by pretending to be her sister. I don't know. Am I the only one who finds that, like, kind of strange in retrospect? Like, he's, like, actively encouraging, I don't want to say a delusion, but, like, this, like, connection that Kana's made. She's just a kid, so it makes sense that she sees her sister in Sarah, but for them to, like, I don't know, use that belief of hers, use that, feeling that she has against her, like, that is kind of weird. Although I'm a little okay with it just because, because of the context of the situation, I suppose. Anyway. I do? Miss Sarah. Until we can leave here, please take the role of Miss Kana's big sister for her. And Joe, her younger brother. Come on, not the elder brother? Well then, another time. Me, act as Kana's big sister? I wonder if I can do a thing like that. I'll also say that Mishima lying to Kana like that also extends itself to what he does later with Now. He also lies to her in order to make her vote for him. And obviously he does it because he wants to protect Now, just like how here he was trying to protect Kana from practically having a breakdown, right, over the survivor's guilt that she has for having lived when her sister didn't. So I do like that kind of consistency there. This is something that we know Mishima does. He lies to people when he thinks it serves the situation, right? When it's good for the other person. This is something I'll have to remember when I'm making his character analysis in the, I don't know, sometime in the future. But yeah, let's keep going. Man, we have to get through this investigation with Joe. We need to find So. I think we find So before we get into the second trial, and we learn about the laptop too at this point, maybe? We'll see. Okay. Central Hall. Oh, look, all three of them together again. The three are chatting calmly. Glad you regained consciousness, Kana. Thank you very much. Why do I sound so weird? Thank you very much. Sorry to worry you. Kids don't gotta be all respectful. Let your feelings out as they are. Yes. Thank you very much. Recco, it seems like you're enjoying yourself too. Aw. The calm before the storm, girl. The calm before the storm. Okay. Let's go to the bar? Oh yeah, we do need to go to the bar. Don't know if we can do anything here. Both water and soda cost 1,000 yen? Wow. What must that even taste like? Professor Mishima is inspecting every inch of the room. Please tell me if you need anything, Miss Sara. What is that? Huh? That cigar. A minor can't be carrying around such a thing. I wasn't going to smoke it. I thought it might be a clue. Is that so? Apologies for my suspicion. It seems I slip into teaching mode whenever I see a student. However, well, let's see. Yes, could you let me hold on to that? I'm telling you I won't smoke it. Handed the cigar over to Professor Mishima. Yeah, but that guy's gonna smoke it later, girl. Gin is searching at a low eye level. Bars are just full of alcohol, meow. I hate alcohol, woof. Oh, not the drunkard dad again. Oh, what's Joe gonna say actually to this? Oh. What? You've got a quiet look, woof. Nah, it's nothing. Oh my god. I totally did not catch this moment. Hey, once we get out of here, let's play together again. Huh. Then I'll beat you up in video games till you're crying, woof. Wow, okay. So I guess, this is the upside to doing a replay of this game, because I did not catch that at all in all the times I've, looked through this game again. I definitely think that face that Joe makes. Let me bring it back. Right? He's probably thinking about his own dad, who is dead, died and gone. Killed, when... No, not even killed in the line of duty, actually, because he'd been, already retired by that point. Or, well, fired, we should say, because he was investigating Asunaro and the connection it has to the police force. So he's probably having some kind of, war flashbacks about his dad and losing him. Just adds another dimension to Joe. And of course, when Gin points it out, he completely shuts that down, right? He just acts like nothing happened, and he decides to deflect by, telling Gin that they'll play together. Which, of course, he's not going to tell, some little kid about how his dad died. How would that even go? That's so weird. Alright, let's keep going, though. Let's see what other things we can find out and notice. Okay, there's a sliding door on the side of the counter. Alright, let's open it up. The sliding door opened. Because Joe is stronger than so, and apparently Sara. Whew, that was one stiff door. Alright. It's dark behind the sliding door. Maybe there's some clue in there. Joe stuck his hand into the darkness. Nice, that's a quick way to lose it, girl. Just sticking your hand in random ass places. What's this? Obtained a cigar cutter. I think I saw this online once. It's a tool for cutting cigars to smoke them. Why were you looking that up online? Don't smoke, Sara. The amount of people who have told her to not smoke, maybe she should just take up smoking to spite them. Do I look like I would? Oh, more importantly, there's something bigger in the back. Alright, what's this? Obtained a right leg. Wah? How do you even say that? Weag? I think I did it right the first time. Looks like this one's a doll limb too. Take it, Joe. What? Why are you so calm? It's called desensitization. Look it up sometime. Okay, I think now we can, keep talking and stuff. Oh, I just remembered. I'm pretty sure we find money in the cigar because we need money to use one of the vending machines. See, it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me now. Please tell me if you need anything. Oh, what is that? Huh? You mean the cigar cutter? Precisely. It's a tool used for smoking cigars. You won't be smoking, will you, Miss Sarah? Well, hard to smoke a cigar when you already confiscated it from me, girl. Of course not, obviously. Well, then, could I take it? Professor Mishima, are you going to smoke a cigar? Out of the question. For a teacher to smoke. As long as you're an adult, I think it's fine. It's like being a teacher is just his entire personality to him. Okay, doesn't he need the lighter as well? What is that? Huh? This lighter? Indeed. Did you find it somewhere? Yes, in the cafeteria. Perhaps you mean to light up, What can we possibly light up? What? I'm not going to smoke. Then, could I hang on to it? He's bizarrely wary of underage smoking. Handed the lighter over to Professor Mishima. Okay. Professor Mishima is grinning. Oh, Miss Sarah. Professor Mishima, did something good happen? What are you speaking of? There's nothing, indeed. Like maybe you're happy about the cigar? She's on to him. Oh, a teacher like myself would not smoke. He barely wants to. Incite him. It's fine. Furthering the plot isn't important right now. That cigar looks really expensive, huh? Yes. Might not be something you can buy in Japan. Should someone put it back where it was? What in the world are you saying? Well... I know. Perhaps it would be good to inspect the cigar first. Yes. Let us try using the cutter on this cigar. Let's be diplomatic about this. Let's be democratic. I say everyone gets at least one puff of the cigar. That's equality. That's equity. Even get Gin on this, it's fine. That's how it should be in a democratic society. Professor Mishima cuts it with a practiced hand. Practiced hand, I like that wording. Oh, what is this? Amazingly, there was a bill inside the cigar. Obtained 1,000 yen bill, let's go! Dinner's on me, boys! Aha, it seems it wasn't a real cigar. What a relief! Smoking is bad for you after all. Ah, thank goodness, thank goodness. He's gonna cry later when no one's looking. He's visibly disappointed. Miss Sarah, please take the unused lighter and this 1,000 yen bill. When I really think about it, you will likely find more use for them. You are the main character after all. So he did intend to use the lighter. Okay, I'm not sure which one to use it on. Should I put in the 10,000, the 1,000 yen bill I have? Yes. Nice, just what I wanted. A left arm. Whoa. Is that a doll arm? Way too realistic. Wish they'd cut it out. Oh, let me hold on to it, Sarah. Be grateful. Looks like he's getting a little used to it too. Okay, let's go to Central Hall. So I think the last things left is cafeteria. Ugh, I love how the music always stops when we get here. Just to, almost like, because now we know that Mishima's gonna die in this room, right? Somebody is going to die here. And it's almost like that feeling of foreboding is like just lingering outside of this room. And it obviously becomes especially prevalent when you replay this game because you know what's going to happen in this room. It's so good. Let me go in. The door gives me a bad feeling. Oh, this part too. Are you kidding me? Now could I went off? You going, Sarah? Yup. Open her up. Okay. Head, left arm, left leg, right leg. This should be everything. Should I attach them? Lego. We're doing it. Okay, I'll call the others. Well now, we're finally doing it. Hey, actually, where have you even been? Oh, just found a hidden room. So, you're okay. And you totally abandoned us for no reason. That's my line. Good, so everyone's safe. I'm sure he's probably disappointed about that fact. Okay, I'm antagonizing him way too early on in this game. He'll deserve it later, so it's fine. My heart is beating fast. What could possibly happen? Oh, you poor, poor soul. I got the door open just in case. Man, it's just like the dominoes are falling one after the other, right? Because if only they had closed that door, they would have seen the sign and known that this was just a practice test and they didn't actually have to kill anyone here. They could have just all voted for themselves. Although I wonder if So would have just let that happen. Who knows? All right, here we go. So our escape route secured. Well, on to the fateful moment. Let's roll. KG skillfully. Why can I not speak? KG skillfully attached the parts to the doll torso placed there. The right arm, right leg, left leg, and the head. Nothing's happening? Wait, you smell something? Huh? Hey, is it just me or is the room going white? It's just you, it's still black for me, man. It's gas. Poison? Not good. We need to leave the room. But the white gas filled up the room in the blink of an eye. How did it fill up the room when technically the door is open, right? So shouldn't it be going out the door? I don't know how it works, is science works. It's science, right? Anyway, I need to move on from this before I look like even more of an idiot. I can't see anything. I can't even see past my own hands. There's nowhere to run. Are we all going to suffocate? Again, the door is open. You're not gonna suffocate, my guy. I'm not prepared. It's not poison gas, everyone. So please relax. Here we go. Give it up for the worst woman alive.
Boo! You stink!
Also, I remember that all of the floor masters are kind of based on some kind of cake, or is it different kinds of cake or different kinds of desserts, I should say? I have no clue what Sumaili is supposed to be though. Like, I'm guessing some kind of cake, but I have no idea what it could be. They even gave her colored eye contacts, huh? Like, they went all in on this. And that weird ass shit melting on her head, is it actually melting? I would say I hope they pay her a lot to be in this getup, but they probably don't. I feel like the floor masters need some kind of union or something. Good day. Huh? You're the doll? Yes, I am the doll that you just rescued. Jesus. Yes, I am the doll that you just rescued. Advanced, am I not? Huh? Was that good? That sounded so bad, I bet. Huh? Like, there's no way to make that sound good, okay? What the hell's going on here? As it happens, I have revived to tell you what is happening and support you through the trials and tribulations to come. Stay away from me, you creepy-ass puppet. There's nothing to fear, you see? I will offer you my full support. Okay, I cannot make these noises. Ah, oog, ooh. And now it's always making these weird-ass noises too. I hate it here. My word, is there no one who can speak calmly here? It's a step too far to ask someone not to be surprised when a doll starts talking. I'm just gonna talk to her fiercely because I think it's funny if I do that right after she asks if someone can talk calmly. No, we cannot. I'm gonna ask, just what are you? Fill in the policeman here too. I'm not really following. Then we'll begin with my introduction. Stop laughing so much. I know that's your whole shtick, but I hate doing it. My name is Sue Miley, the laughing doll. I am the doll who will guide you on this floor. My master has instructed me to guide you brave souls who have already overcome several trials to the main game. Right, so she talks here about a master, and I think she mentions a master a few more times too. I'm guessing that's probably the head of Asunaro, right? The person who runs the whole organization. I'm sure there is like one person who is like the head of everything. Obviously, your mileage may vary regarding who that master is, who is the head of Asunaro. There's a lot of theories out there, and well, you guys already know what my theory is, so I don't even need to bring that up. But let's continue. Your master. In other words, you're on the side of the kidnappers. So you're our enemy? Don't try to say you're not. How very serious. Stop laughing, asshole. You wanna die? I'd rather not. No, I wouldn't like to be all torn up again. I know. I just have to tear you up first. Tear us up. As a warning, yes. I love how Rekko was the one who threatened her, but she goes after Joe for no reason. He just can't get a break. And he won't up until he dies. What? My collar's vibrating. Anyone will do, hee. If it'll make you quiet. What did you do? What indeed? Hey, answer me. Oh, very well. I'm just making your collar explode. Alright, that's it. I refuse to laugh any longer. Huh? No way. What? Get it off. Get this thing. Get away, get away. It's dangerous. This lady has lost it. I mean, I would too if Asunaro essentially tortured you and ruined your life and family just so that you would work for them. That was a lie, of course. Did you enjoy it? A lie. Joe's knees gave out and he collapsed on the floor. That was like the funniest sound. That did not sound like someone collapsing onto the floor. I don't know what it sounded like, but it wasn't that. That collar can't actually explode after all. You piece of shit. Okay, I am not doing this. Just picture a laugh. It's been so long since I've played Chapter 1, I didn't realize that Sue Miley is called just Miley, for her voice lines and stuff. Because whenever somebody calls her Miley online, I always think of Miley Cyrus for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, so I just like picture Miley Cyrus as the floor master here, which is an interesting visual. I'm never gonna escape that word. I've accepted my fate. It's okay. What are you gonna do? Let's just continue before I lose my mind. It's so funny. I can't even talk. What kind of... She's out of her mind, meow. Out of her mind. Or not human to begin with? I guess this would be the right time to bring up the very prevalent theory out there, right? That Sue Miley is Gin's mother. A lot of people have come up with that theory, and I don't know how I feel about it. I guess it would clear up some things, like why Gin knew the layout of the facility. But like, I feel as if maybe him knowing the layout of the facility was something having to do with Gin's first trial, since we don't know anything about it yet. And that's not very strange because I think there are a few characters whose first trials we still don't know, right? There's Kyutaro. I can't remember if he mentions what his first trial was. I mean, he just says that, he had to grab that box and put all the cards and set them somewhere for the first trial. So that was just his first trial. That sucks. Everybody was, gonna potentially die in their first trial, and his is just setting cards in places. Man, that would have pissed me off if I was part of this game. That would make me real mad at Kitaro. Actually, I'm gonna have to think about this later, but maybe Gin is the only one whose first trial we don't know yet. So I definitely think that's gonna be something that's gonna come up in our next chapter, our final chapter, I should say. I'm kind of curious to know about what it is. I feel like it probably has something to do with him finding out about the layout of the facility. Gin being Sumaile's child is kind of weird to me. I know some people point out the fact that their hair colors are somewhat similar and the hairstyle is also similar, but we already know that that has no factor in, lineage or whatever, since we know So and Kana are brother and sister, and they don't really look much alike. Their hair colors are completely different. And so is their eye color, I believe. So we know that that's not really an indicator for blood relation within this game. And I thought that maybe Gin and Sumaili don't interact at all during this second trial, and maybe that could lend itself to them not being related. But I mean, he said that she was out of her mind. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think Gin and Sumaili are related, because I don't think he would react this way to his own mom, right? If anything, if he was in on this, he'd probably just stay silent. He's just a kid, right? He's not capable of acting like he doesn't know his own mom. I don't know. So that's kind of where I stand on it. While I'm not super duper uber against it, like I am against the theory that Gin is the mastermind, because that feels like it came out of completely nowhere. There isn't enough substance to the theory that Sumaili is Gin's mother for me to think that it's gonna be legit, right? It's gonna be confirmed in the final chapter. So that's where I'll leave that. But I definitely think there is something up with Gin with regards to him knowing the layout. But, I'm done talking in circles here. Let's continue. But it seems we should do as she says. Oh, God. Why kidnap us? Brave souls. What's the main game? I'm just gonna ask who's your master, because the others don't seem that interesting. You don't know, do you? What I'm about to explain is in regards to a fight you must take for your own destiny. Man, she just moves on. You will soon undergo a great trial in order to escape outside. As it has been prior, the superior will live and the inferior will die. It is far from easy. One among you will certainly die. And the person to die shall be decided by your own majority vote. Eh? I'm saying that you'll pick it yourselves. The one most unnecessary, hated, and acceptable to have die. Stop talking nonsense. Like we're gonna do something like that. Then by all means, starve to death here, all of you. Love how she says that with a smile. Well, just laying it on the table. Pick one of us? What is she saying? I can't comprehend. Not one of us could speak up anymore. We would kill one of these people, stuck in the same situation, who we had considered allies? Or else we would be killed by them? Why doesn't this feel real? Don't go so pale, everyone. I've got something good to hand out. Something good? My head doesn't work. I hardly understand what she's saying. Here, Sara Chidouin, have this tablet. Obtained a voting tablet. Does everyone have one now? Let us test the functionality with some actual use. When voting, if you know who voted for who, it turns into a Jeez Louise. Can I please speak like a normal human being? It turns into a quarrel, doesn't it? Thus, by voting with these tablets, you won't know who made what vote. As a test, try voting for whoever. This is so funny because I clearly remember the first time I played this game and, they offer you the chance to vote for someone. I voted for Joe because I thought we were voting for the one person we wanted to keep alive. So at that point, I liked Joe, so I thought, okay, I'll just choose Joe then, so then he lives. Jesus, can you imagine if Sara voted like that and he ended up dying? Girly. Anyway, I think the second time I played, I voted for So. But let's just be, canon accurate, shall we say, and vote for Sara. Sara. 1 vote. Joe. 1 vote. Right, so we know Joe voted for himself. KG. 1 vote. He voted for himself too. Kana, 1 vote. Kyutaro, 1 vote. So he voted for himself as well. So 0 votes. So yeah, this guy did not vote for himself. And I know that he tells Sara later on that he voted for Joe, but we know that he is lying about that because when it comes to the main game, he acts like he never told Sara that he voted for Joe after Joe says that he voted for himself. So, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, So over here. Reko, 1 vote. And as for who So really voted for, it's coming up. 0 votes for now. 1 vote for Kai. 1 vote for Gin. And Mishima. A whopping 3 votes. Man, people hate him. Dermatologists hate him because he aged so rapidly and they have no clue what is going on with him. So it's pretty obvious that So voted for Mishima, and that seems very random, right? What does he have against Mishima that he would vote for him, knowing that this likely is real? Well, obviously we never really find out why So voted for Mishima because I don't think it even comes up in the game that he did, which makes me think that he likely overheard Mishima and Nao talking before the vote, which I don't know when they would have time to talk before the vote because Sumaili literally just gives him the tablets and says, here, vote for whoever. When does he have a chance to pull her aside and be like, let's vote for each other? Makes no sense to me. But, Nankadai said it happened, so I'm just gonna close my eyes and pretend like it totally makes sense that nobody would notice them talk amongst themselves. But obviously, Reko did notice, and I get the feeling that So probably overheard Nao and Mishima talking as well. And perhaps he realized what Mishima was trying to do, right? He was trying to protect his student. And basically he decided, you know what? This would be an easy win. Easy clap. If I just voted for Mishima, maybe he'd end up dying. That might be a controversial take. There could be some people who don't agree with this, but I do think So voted for Mishima because he kind of wants to thin out the competition. He's doing whatever it takes to survive. He's given up the name Shinsukimi. He's decided to take on the persona of Sohiyori, and that means being as ruthless and as manipulative as he knew the real So to be, which is why he decides to do what he does here. I don't think he enjoys it by any means, right? He doesn't enjoy any of this. This isn't something he really wants to do, but it's something he feels forced to because he wants to live. And in order to do that, he needs to take out as many people as he can. So yeah, I think that's why he votes for Mishima here. And well, we all know what happens as a result. Most votes, Mishima, 3 votes. Oh my, it appears to be a bit one-sided. So this is a tablet for voting. Is there something you want to say? If you were a human, I suppose there would be. Something like, seize this if you have a heart. Unfortunately, I do not. A pity. Damn, get her, Mishima. That's the last thing you'll ever do. More importantly, are you sure? Yeesh. Do you really want those as your last words? What are you doing? It won't explode, will it? No, it won't explode. What did you say? I like how he's smiling as he says that. He's probably like visibly sweating too. Professor? Hee hee hee, ha ha ha. It's hot. Gah, my neck. The collar was visibly changing color. Ah. Ah. I'm not a voice actor, okay? You all knew what you signed up for when you clicked on this video. It burns. Ah. Professor! Professor! Professor Mishima. A smell lingered in the air. A smell I'd never experienced before. A smell of human flesh burning. And the sound of blood evaporating. Ooh, what the hell does blood evaporating sound like? I guess I don't want to know. Take it off. Take it off, old man. No, Professor. Stay away. Professor Mishima pushed Now away. And with that, he fell backwards in front of Kana. Yep, that's exactly what that kid needs. You know, just to be traumatized even more. Help! The professor! The professor's going to die! Don't, if you touch that collar. KJ is just silent. And then the professor stopped moving at all. Professor! Professor! I can't do this. Oh, Jesus. Hee, ha, ha. Waha. Ah! How unladylike. You wet yourself? Okay, she's a middle schooler. You know, I feel like, how old are middle schoolers? Freaking Your Turn to Rant doesn't know how old children are part 3, I guess. But I don't know. They're like young, okay? I feel like it's okay if you wet yourself when you're in middle school. Awful. Why would you do this? You've learned what a majority vote means from this experience, haven't you? Awful. This is too awful. It wasn't an instant pain. He was burned at length, and unable to even writhe. He died. Everyone's a good person here. How can you do this? What did we do? I won't let this stand. Damn, Kana had such a backbone before she got even more traumatized by learning she may have helped contribute to her sister's death. That sucks. Where was I going with this? You annoy me, you powerless little girl. No. I feel like a little bit of Sumiley's bitterness over her own situation is seeping in when she calls Kana a powerless little girl. Because I mean, technically, Sumiley is just as powerless as these people are. She didn't want any of this either. Not that I feel much sympathy for her right now. I mean, hey, there's still one part left. Maybe Nankadai will make me actually feel something from Sumiley, but at the moment, I'm good. You sister killer? Man. Stop. I saw all of it. How miserable you were in your first trial, Kana. Don't trample on her. On Professor Mishima's concern for Kana. On the words he left her. Your actions killed your sister. Don't trample all over Kana's heart. Ah! Forgive me. The hand with the frying pan must have slipped. You little... So even dolls bleed red. Damn, coming for her life, part 2. But after having played through Kai's mini episode, this scene reads completely differently to me. Because just before Kai hit Sumiley with his pan, she was essentially going off on Kana, right? She was calling her a sister killer and telling her that it was her inaction that caused her sister's death. And what happens with Kai when he's, you know, in the Hunger Games, if you will, with Sei? You know, he feels like his inaction caused his brother's death, although we're not completely sure how he feels about it now. But I could imagine that this situation could be somewhat triggering for Kai and making him recall what happened with him and Sei all those years ago. So I feel like Kai hitting Sumiley here is, in a way, him trying to protect Kana from going through the same situation, the same emotions and trauma that he himself experienced when he was younger. Or at least that's how I see it now after having played through Kai's mini episode. I don't know, what do you guys think? I feel like there's some merit to reading or interpreting the scene like that. Man, there's been so many moments, well, not that many, but there's been a few moments in this video specifically that I feel like having done this replay has really helped me contextualize little moments and little scenes that I otherwise wouldn't have realized could be so meaningful. That's what I was going for when I created this Let's Replay series, but it's just so nice to see it like actually happen, right? Okay, well, let's keep going. Don't think you can do this and just get away scot-free. On the contrary, I ask that you don't think you'll be getting away with so little as this. He might not kill people, but he can still beat the shit out of them with a frying pan. I will have you pay for toying with people's lives. Damn it. Damn it. I'll remember this. I'll be waiting on the grounds of the main game. Alright, bye. Don't come back. Are you alright? I don't understand. Professor Mishima's death? Nor who Kai is. But, yes, even if what awaits is us killing each other by majority vote, however cruel a future it is, I can't... Oh, yes, this song, are you kidding me? I love it. This might be one of my favorite from this game's soundtrack. I can't go dying yet. Your turn to die, death game by majority. Chapter 1, Part 1. End. Let's go, girls. We did it. Woo! Chapter 1, Part 1 is over. Only several more chapters and parts to go. Okay, I'm checking the time now. I think it's been about an hour. I'm trying to think if I should continue. You know what? I think I am going to continue. I just want to probably reach the part where Now rushes off because I think there's quite a bit that happens after that. So let's go up until there and then I'll call it quits for today. I think that sounds like a plan. Yes. Oh, flashback time. Now. Miss Now. You look pale, Miss Now. Professor. I feel like I'll never pass. Miss Now, what's the matter? What's the matter? The matter is that her school uniform looks like shit. What are these colors? I hate it. The green, yellow, and blue. She's looking like a clown out here. She needs to be worried more about her school uniform than exams and passing, I think. Or maybe she should be worried about passing so she never has to wear this uniform again. Usually Nankadai's pretty good when it comes to, you know, creating, styling characters. Jesus, literally every thought is leaving my mind. But I'm sorry, this does not look good at all. It just doesn't. I can't get behind it. Just like I can't get behind, you know, Mishima's green ass shirt. What a terrible color. But I digress. Let's keep going. Exams are a ways away yet. I'm sure you'll be fine, Miss Now. I can't. If I fail, what'll I even do? Please calm down. I'm busy driving. Also, when does this happen? Because I know that Mishima drives Now back home when he holds that class in his secret atelier or whatever. But when do they go for a drive when they're still teacher and student? This is kind of weird. Although I do know that in Japan and other Asian countries, it's not so odd for a teacher and student to spend time outside of school. I've heard of some teachers inviting several of their students over to their house to like feed them and stuff. But I don't know, it's just kind of weird to me that he's just driving her around and this is kind of like a normal occurrence for the two of them. Personally, it feels weird, even though I know Mishima is like, he's a fine teacher. He's not a weirdo. Maybe I'll swallow a bunch of mud and die? It seems you feel quite cornered. Miss Now. To tell the truth, I failed my college exams. Huh? You did, Professor? Yes, indeed. I had grades as good as anyone's, and a more or less serious lifestyle. I put in a perfectly good effort, at least I believe so. However, where some will pass, others will fail. There's nothing that can be done about it. And is this not foreshadowing for what happens, not just to Mishima, but to Now as well? Some will pass, others will fail. Some will live, others will die. Man, crazy. And it's the same situation too, right? That Mishima's outlining here. I'll let him go on a little bit before I jump in. And being more conceited than the average person, I lashed out at everything. However, people can always improve themselves. Okay, never mind. It's taking too long for him to get to the point. Basically, what I wanted to say was that Mishima outlines the fact that when he took his college exams, right, he tried his best, he got very good grades, or did he say average grades? The way I don't even remember. But he did the best he could, and yet he still failed. And that's just kind of how it goes. And that's really reflective of, is that the word? Reflective of the main game as well. There was nothing that you could really do. You know, they all tried their best to survive, to live. But at the end of the day, what happens, happens. And it's especially unfair. It's especially unfair for Now because she literally couldn't have done anything. The game was rigged against her, like literally rigged. I mean, it's so obvious that Non-Kidai planned this scene to, in retrospect, give a lot of depth to Mishima's death as well as Nao's death, because they both have very similar fates in that things were rigged against them without their knowledge. And there was nothing they could do in the end. You know, they had to die because several people willed it so. And despite their best attempts, there was nothing to be done. And that's just kind of how it is in life. Man, Non-Kidai is crazy for this. I hate him. Evil, evil. But also, please come out with the next part, please. But not too fast, because there's quite a lot I have to replay and get through. I'm sorry, that's just so funny to me, because I know a lot of people have been waiting a long time for the final part to come out, and trust me too, buddy. But at the same time, now that I'm making this Let's Replay series, there is so much content that I have to get through until I'm all caught up with where we are right now. So in a way, I find myself in this interesting position where as a fan, I want the final part to come out soon, but as somebody who has a YouTube series out hinging on me finishing this game before the final part comes out, I'm also kind of like, you know what, Non-Kidai, take as much time as you need. You know, wait until I'm personally done my Let's Replay series, and then you can have the final part come out. Okay. Let's see, so what does he say? So, Miss Now, what do you suppose gives people the impetus to improve? Talking to family and friends, being in a new environment, hobbies, pets. I'm gonna go with pets, because they're just so dang cute. I see. Truly soothing. Hey, he gets it. At times, even dealing with people can be hard. A pet can have greater insight and healing capabilities than a human. If not an animal, even a plant can do. A dependable partner of the heart. Well, in my case, it was time. It required an above-average amount of time, but I regained the courage to face forward. And such is why now, I enjoy my time with you and the rest of the class. Though I failed, I gained happiness. The dream I had pictured did not come to pass, but the reality I found was much like a dream. Professor, there's nothing to fear in failure. A person's life does not end there. As long as you live on, happiness will surely come to you. Ugh, and this is like the worst part of it. This is like the knife not just being like freaking stabbed through your heart, but being twisted. Because obviously he didn't just fail, but he lost his life too, girl. So there is a lot to fear in failure, actually, Mishima, liar. Yeah, this imagery is just too much for me to handle. You have the bunnies, you have the heart in the middle of the room, the pink walls, and then you just have a dead body with blood pooling around it on the ground. Yeesh. Man, they were evil. They knew just what they were doing when they designed this frickin' room. Asunaro, I mean. And the cubby holes, too. Sick. Professor Mishima is dead. Because of our votes. Despair falls over us. We keep our distance. Now alone sits near Professor Mishima. How should I sort out these feelings? I can't think of what to say to now. Alright, don't say anything then, girl. Now is sitting by the professor dumbfounded. Alright, I think we have to try and leave. Or actually leave. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we haven't left yet because the worst part is yet to come. Suddenly, as I look toward the exit. Damn it, she got us. Do we think this is feigned? I mean, maybe So did genuinely think that Sue Miley meant what she said, and he figured, well, might as well be Mishima, I guess. Right? Because, yeah, if he had known that nobody needed to die, maybe he would have just voted for himself. If not because he doesn't want to kill the others, then at least it would be more obvious that he had killed someone because he's the only one who would have 0 votes. But yeah, I would say he's being somewhat genuine when he says this. So, Miss Sarah, look at this. So slowly closed the door to the room. There's a message here. Read it, Miss Sarah. Okay, calm down. I'm not just gonna look and see there's a message and then be like, you know what? I can't read after all. The second trial. Practice round. This is a practice for the main game. The start is signaled by the doll's revival. Follow instructions and hold a majority vote. The one with the most votes is to be sacrificed. However, this is a practice round. If the votes come to a draw, the game is forfeit. What? The second trial. It's named just like that first one we did. We never noticed this note. Damn it. It's all because I said to keep the door open in case there was danger. We were clearly led into doing so. This room had an ominous air even before entering. The game's forfeit if it's a draw? Then don't tell me. If everyone had gotten the same votes, then there'd be no victim. Is that right? You're kidding me. So he died for nothing? It was an avoidable trap. If we'd just checked the door. Professor Mishima. I'm worried about now. R.I.P. to a real one. Professor. This is just a lie, right? Professor? Please get up. You can't do this. Everyone's worried. Professor? Now, weakly shook Professor Mishima's body. So no head. And his scorched, fragile neck fell. Professor? Ugh. Now, don't touch that. Meow, the old guy. Don't look, Gin. Stay away. Damn it, what the hell? Who voted for Mishima? Shut up, you eyesore. Of course, Reko immediately jumps in because she does not want people playing the blame game. Obviously, she knows that Now voted for Mishima, and for Now to hear something like this in the state she's in right now probably would not be good. So her protective instincts are kicking in. Huh? I mean, it's because of the votes. It's always possible everybody voted for someone else besides themselves, Settle down now. Listen, everybody. Don't do any probing into each other's votes. But we voted without knowing a thing. No one had any ill will. Yeah, totally. No ill will whatsoever. You'd know that, right, Sarah? I mean, I'm just gonna say Joe's right because I want to see what happens. No, stay where you are. What is wrong with you? Get out. This is the second time I've been filming a video and you've gone crazy. Do you know that? Relax. Children, am I right? No, Joe is right. It's better that we make the votes clear. He's like, bitch. Well, shoot. Why? Why does he say that? Well, shoot. I thought if anybody would understand, it'd be you. What does that mean? Why would I understand? No votes had any ill will. What, does he think I voted for Mishima or something? Well, fine. Even if we do talk about it. Not now. Can't have a calm chat when we're emotional, right? I am so confused. Is that gonna be something that shows up? KG saying that to Sarah? Or am I just thinking too much into it? Maybe the answer is obvious and I'm just an idiot. That's also possible. Actually, let me know in the comments what you think he means by saying that. Is it something we already know, whether right now in this part of the game or later on in the game? Or do you think this is something that has to do with information we don't know yet? Ugh, so many mysteries, so little time. Fine, once they've calmed down a little. I'll go cool my head. Let me be alone for a sec. Joe staggered out of the room. And the others, some left, some stayed. They all began to scatter their own ways. Okie dokie. So I completely forgot the fact that there's some time in between Mishima dying and now running off with Mishima's head. So I would say this is probably a good time as any to call it quits then. You know, we got to see a little bit more about the situation. Some things were somewhat solved, some things are open-ended and weird, but we'll get back to that next time. Oh, this music, stop it. It gets me emotional every time. But yeah, I don't think there's much left to say. I really, really want to try and get, start cranking these out every other week. That's my goal right now, to get this Let's Replay series done. Though I think the next video that I'm going to release will probably be the next mini episode for Anzu, I believe. Just because I want to get those done as well. Because Naan Kadai, it seems, is going to be releasing some more mini episodes soon. I don't know if you've checked his Twitter at all, but he did show a sneak peek for another mini episode, which seems really interesting. That word is gonna follow me for the rest of my life. But it does look interesting. I think I'm really excited to see what's next. And in order for me to play what's next, I need to get through what we already have, which is why the next video will probably be Anzu's mini episode. And that's it for this video. So I'll see you next time. Hopefully, sometime in, what's after May? June. Cut this part out. That was so freaking embarrassing. I was gonna say April. Hopefully I'll see you sometime in June. But until then, take care. Bye.